Testing, 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 testing. I'm just testing the audio here. Just wanted to go live and test this out. Just chit chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go live. I put a little community together teaching people how to make money online and do online marketing and stuff like that. And it's just email marketing is so slow. I wasn't taking it serious, so I would email people and they wouldn't show up to the lives and whatever. So I'd email them late, they get the email late or whatever, or no email at all. So I figured, you know what? Why don't I just go live on YouTube? We're doing the same thing, and if anybody's interested after that, then we can go from there, and then you can join the group, and whatever. We can have lives every week. That'd be great. So I'm just going to leave this open. I'm learning here. I'm just seeing how much I can do natively on YouTube because it has changed quite a bit since I've done this last. However, doesn't seem like much has changed. You can't really do much. So I wanted to, I kind of wanted to chat about the crypto pump and everything, but it doesn't appear that I can do that. So that sucks. So we'll just see if anybody shows up. If you are watching, comment over here in the chat. And I also just created a little poll over here in the chat as well. And it says, have you made money online before? So just go in there and see, if you have made money online. If you haven't, that's cool too. You can go over here and just let me know. Oh, cool. So I can put the chat on my other screen. This is sick, dude. Okay. Restore chat over here. That's fine too. All right. Let's see. Yeah, there's not much. Oh, what is this? You don't have access to this feature. What? I don't have access to a feature on YouTube? Why? Right? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. See what happens. Is anyone out there that wants to learn how to make money online? Is there anyone out there that wants to learn crypto? Maybe, maybe not. How long do you think it takes for the algorithm to pick up that somebody has gone live? It's also not like I don't have any subscribers here, which is interesting. Maybe I have to invite people. Can I invite subscribers from here? Hmm. Hmm. Anyways, so if you are watching this video in the future, after it's recorded, I'm doing this video because my buddy Perry did his video, and his video was about as good as this video, except his video was edited and this one is live. And so that makes his video better because this one doesn't have any editing. Okay. Um, so you might waste your time. We may be here for 10 minutes. We may be here for 45. We don't know. We may, who knows? Who knows? I'm even tempted. Okay. I'm even tempted to close this down and then go start another one where I can share my screen. I feel very comfortable when I can share my screen and poke around, and then maybe you guys would get some value as well, which I could do because, give me a second. I have this, and this is an iPad. And in that iPad, you can open it up and do like notes. You know what I mean? Sorry, this chair has like some weird sounds to it. Um, you can do notes and things like that. So let's see. Notepad. Oh, here we go. See? And you can do stuff like that. There you go. Hopefully, I didn't give away too many things there. Let's see. We can hide that whole side. Okay. Cloud. Ooh, yeah, but what would be cool is if I streamed with this, right? So what I might do is I might try to set that up. We'll see. Anyways, so what have I been doing for the last few years? I haven't gone live on YouTube, that's for sure, and I definitely haven't gone live in general. So what I might do is go live more often and try to provide some value to people. So I learned a whole bunch about how to make a living from home using, websites and emails. Pretty much figured out Facebook ads, figured out Google ads. Um, I've hired several different marketing teams to manage some of that for me. So when I got to a certain point, all of that was managed, which is really cool. So then things happen. I found crypto. Crypto took off. That was really good. And then it was really, really bad. And then we were back to the marketing company. So then I had to start the marketing company all over again, which was awful and the worst thing in the world. And the good thing is that it wasn't luck the first time around, it was skill. And this time around, it's skill as well. So the same principles work. If you can get leads and you can convert those leads to clients and customers, then you're good to go. Right. So that's what we're doing. And it's been a long journey. It's been a long ride, but I'm happy we're here. And crypto is coming back, which is fantastic. So actually, since I can't share my screen on the next one, I promise it'll be much better. I just was not prepared for this. I just wanted to see what happened. Give me a second here. Let's see. Let's see if I have some charts here that I can show you because this is crazy. It almost just feels like I'm wasting my time here. So I may just re-record this and start screen sharing and going over crypto because that is just, oh man, crypto is life changing for people. I'm telling you right now. Almost as much as online marketing, except like way more life changing than online marketing. I got my dog's hair all over my iPad. Okay, so this, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. Can you see this? Yeah. Okay. All right. So actually, just for fun, that is the price of Solana today. Okay. Now Solana at one point was up around. We're going to go max here. It was up around $250, $260. Okay. So here you go again. Sorry for bumping the mic. There you go again. It was up around, I don't know if you can see, $260. We'll see if you can see this later, I suppose. It was up around $260. That was back November 2021. It is October 24th, 2023. And it is not that price anymore. Okay. It is literally 10 times cheaper today. Actually, it was 10 times cheaper two days ago. Now it's a little bit less than 10 times cheaper because it's $30. It was $25 a few days ago. I was buying again around $19, $20, $18. One of my buddies got it around $16. He was just like ready to go. But anyways, so that if you don't know what that is, it's like Bitcoin, okay? But it's not. It's way more convenient to use. We won't get into it, okay? We just won't get into it. But anyways, so that's looking good. Let's just show you the Bitcoin chart because everybody wants to see Bitcoin, right? We're gonna go max here. I don't know about you. Let me just not bump the mic again. I don't know about you, but what does that look like right here? Hold on, I'm gonna just what? Come on, man. Look at this. Look at this. So let me see if I can do this. Let's see. There we go. Can you see? What is that right there? Is that curving upwards? Is that what that's doing? Right? Is Bitcoin going up? Yeah. Yeah, it is. So today's price, okay, 34,000, right? At one point, at one point in the life of Bitcoin, okay, let me see if I can find the low here. Okay, ready for this? So at one point in life, somebody somewhere on the planet found Bitcoin for, oh, did I just move it? Hold on. I did. There we go. Found Bitcoin for $67.81 at some point. Okay. And somebody also found Bitcoin at 69,000. So the people that found Bitcoin at 69,000 and were purchasing at 69,000 were very disappointed people. Now, hopefully that wasn't you, okay? That found Bitcoin at 69,000 because if you did find it at 69,000, you would hate yourself. And man, I really hope you, you didn't buy the top. But if you found it at $67 or even 30, okay, like if you find it now, if you're watching this video and you're like, man, it was at 69, I didn't even know it went up that high. And you're watching this video and you're like, oh wow, today it's 30. You know what happens? It goes up to the all-time high. So it can go from 30 to 69, okay, pretty quickly. So you could double your money if you just buy Bitcoin. Now, I don't know about you, but when I first got into Bitcoin, I started thinking, I don't have like when I first found Bitcoin, I think it was well, when I first found Bitcoin, it's a whole nother problem. Anyways, when I first found Bitcoin, I got scammed. That's what happened. So it has a bad rap. I bought Bitcoin, gave it to somebody to trade for me because one of my friends, one of my dear friends, was involved, and his uncle was involved, and it was just a whole scam. The whole thing was just a scam. Give me a second. I need some agua. Um, so the whole thing was just a scam. I gave my Bitcoin to someone to trade for me, and it was not a good idea. Okay. It was just not a good idea. So, what you don't want to do, okay, what you don't want to do is give your Bitcoin to anybody to trade for you, unless you know the person. And even then, don't give away your Bitcoin to trade for you. Okay. Unless you purposefully put some aside to give someone to trade, and it's like a fraction of your overall percentage of what you own. Okay, so lesson learned. I really hope you don't have to learn that lesson on your own. So here's what happens. Okay, so today's price is 34,000. You might be thinking, well, I don't have $34,000 to drop on Bitcoin. But what you don't understand is you can buy a fraction of Bitcoin. So if you have $10,000, you could buy a third of a Bitcoin. Okay. And it's not an actual physical thing, it's digital. Okay. It is the equivalent. It's not even the equivalent of digital gold. Okay. It's if you would convert gold to a digital asset, Bitcoin's still better. Okay. So it's not even that. It's not even that. And I hate when people even do that. And then what you do with Bitcoin, okay, we're going on a rant here, on a little sidetrack here. What you do with Bitcoin is you take that Bitcoin and you store it in a wallet somewhere. Okay. It's like this digital. Imagine that you have a phone. Okay. Imagine that you have a phone and like Apple Pay, okay, or Android Pay or Google Pay, whatever it is. Um, and imagine that you have your money inside there on that phone and it's encrypted and it's locked up. Okay. The only thing is with Google Pay and Apple Pay and stuff, you have no idea. Like Apple's the one that created it, right? Google's the one that created it. We all know that when you go and search for something on Google, they follow you around the internet everywhere. Okay. So, like, would you give your money to Facebook and let Facebook store it? Probably not. Would you give your money to Apple and let Apple store it? Probably not. Right. So, and then we also see that overseas, right? I'm in the US, but overseas, in a ton of different countries, and I could look this up if I was sharing my screen, but in a ton of different countries, people go to the bank and try to take out their money, and the money's not in the bank. Okay, so sometimes you can't even trust banks. That's the whole purpose of cryptocurrency. So I'm gonna get fired up about this. So I'm gonna have to tone it down because this will just fire me up. And there's nobody even here. Okay, there's nobody even on this live, and I just get fired up about it. Okay, now what you do with that is you create a little digital wallet, okay? And then you send your Bitcoin to that digital wallet. That digital wallet has either a 12 or a 24 word seed phrase. We're just going to call it a password. It's not really a password, but it kind of is. You can go and you can unlock that wherever you are on the planet as long as you have that 12 or 24 word seed phrase. So Bitcoin, you do not need to be in the US. You don't need to be in the UK. You don't need to be in the Philippines, Mexico. It doesn't really matter where you are. Okay. Doesn't matter. You can go anywhere on the planet. And if there's internet anywhere on the planet, which is the caveat, because most of the most of the planet doesn't have internet, okay, which is crazy to me. But anyways, you can go anywhere where there's internet and you'll still be able to access that fund. And in countries where their currency is not as valuable as it used to be, they'll be willing to accept Bitcoin when you pay them, which is crazy. Okay. Now, people in the US still don't know what's going on. People in the US still have no idea how bad it can get for their own currency because we in the US think we're the shit. We're the best. We're going to be the best forever. And that's just our mindset here, right? But that's just not the case. It can happen to anybody. And when you purchase cryptocurrency, when you purchase in Bitcoin, when you get out of a system that's broken, okay, you start learning how to control your own financial destiny. And that is the whole purpose behind Bitcoin. It has nothing to do with like making double your money, or 40% next week, or 40% over the year. It has nothing to do with that at all. It's literally to preserve your wealth that you've earned from working your ass off for the last however many years you've been working your ass off, right? So, and on the flip side of that, okay, it's also to hopefully one day pass down to your family, your relatives, your kids or whatever, right? And hopefully their kids. If you buy enough of it, you're good to go. So I went on a tangent here, but that's Bitcoin. Cool, great. What else does it do? You can move it around. You can move it around. It takes a couple seconds, a couple minutes to, for me to send you $10. It takes the same amount of time for me to send you $100 million. It doesn't matter. Okay. Same amount of time. There's nobody in between me and you doing that, which is just the shit. Okay. So you can fully control who you're sending it to. And that's why people are like, it's used for fraud or scams. And you can't track it. And first of all, you can track every single transaction on the blockchain. On Bitcoin, you can track every single transaction. So that's just like fake. Okay. If somebody's saying that there's more fraud in crypto than the dollar, that's just wrong. You can look it up. You can look up how much money, just think about how much money is wasted when you go and you pay your taxes, when you go, like how many times do you pay your taxes? Okay. I'm not saying you don't pay taxes with crypto, but I'm just saying how often do you feel like the people in power, okay, they are providing you with exactly what you voted for? Like never, right? Why do you feel like, how do you feel when banks are getting bailed out and banks are making billions and billions of dollars? Just the word billions is like, what, right? When banks are making billions and billions of dollars and you're having a hard time eating, right? When you're having a hard time getting groceries, when you're having a hard time paying you for your car, when you're having a hard time doing all these sort of things that are basic necessities for humans, okay, to get from point A to point B and to eat and live and stay sustained for 12 hours a day, right? Basic. So where is all the money on the planet, right? It's not in your hands. It's not in my hands, right? So it's somewhere. And there's a system out there that keeps putting it somewhere else that is not in your hands. And this is one of the ways to get that back. Okay. Let's just put it that way. So there are ways to do that where you can send money back and forth. That's cool. Bitcoin's cool, but you never buy a coffee with Bitcoin. It takes too long to, like you might as well use PayPal. You might as well use the dollar to do that, right? So I'm bouncing around here, but there's other cryptocurrencies as well. So people that don't understand crypto, they're like, oh, I just don't know. I don't know anything about it. And that's like their excuse, or, oh, it's not good for the environment, or, oh, it's so volatile, or whatever, right? It's all these reasons to just not learn something new because it makes them uncomfortable. So don't let that be you. Okay. Don't let that be you. Do not let learning something prevent you from completely changing your life. Okay. If you have to learn something small, then go learn something small. Okay. I'm not telling you, hey, go buy Bitcoin right now. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying go to Amazon, start watching random Bitcoin documentaries. I'm not even going to recommend them. Okay. Go to Amazon and start looking up Bitcoin books to purchase. Okay, there are a ton of different Bitcoin books. If you don't want Bitcoin, if you're like, no, it's a Ponzi scheme, I don't even want to look up Bitcoin. Fine, whatever. Start looking up the technology behind Bitcoin. It's blockchain technology. Okay, and what that means is basically it's really hard to explain this without drawing it out and stuff, right? Um, Blockchain technology is a decentralized public ledger essentially. Okay. And you can correct me in the comments below if I'm not using the right terms or whatever, but it's a decentralized public ledger. What that means is my wallet that I told you, 12, 24 word seed phrase to unlock that wallet, it has an ID. So let's just call that ID number one. So wallet number one sends funds to wallet number two. There are people out there that have computers that will verify that it went from number one to number two. And those people are called miners. Okay. Now, when they um, verify those transactions, right? When they verify those transactions, they get rewarded in Bitcoin. Okay. Now, that's why mining is such a huge thing. I didn't explain this, but there are computers that verify all these sort of transactions. Okay. Now, I'm just dumbing it down here, right? So from A to B or from one to two, there's nobody in between. It goes from me to you, right? And there's somebody that goes and looks at the receipt of that transaction from me to you and confirms that it's on the blockchain. All of that is transparent. Okay. So your wallet activity and my wallet activity, everybody can see it. You just don't tell them it's your face, right? I'm not saying, hey, my name's Isaac and I am over here on wallet number two. Okay. It's just like, I wouldn't do that. Right. Why? Because it's just, would you ever just whip out your wallet and be like, hey, I'm Isaac and I have this much money in my account and I've made all these transactions this month? No, right? That's stupid. So you wouldn't do that, right? Now, that being said, okay, um, the blockchain tracks all of that. It's all transparent and there's no middleman in between, which is huge. Okay. Now, depending on the blockchain and depending on the cryptocurrency, the blockchain, the speed at which I can send you money back and forth, right, can change. So what happens is, if depending on the blockchain you're using, for instance, I'm going to use Solana or Ethereum. Okay, let's just use that. So let's just say Bitcoin takes half an hour to send a transfer. It could take 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, right? Depending on how congested the network is. If there's a whole bunch of transactions happening, then it costs a little bit more to send that transaction. And because there's more miners at work verifying all of those extra transactions. Okay. Now, the so the cost could go up, it could increase, and the time it could take for me to send it to you could increase as well because, or unless you pay a little bit more and you can speed up that line, whatever. I'm getting all over the place here. However, there are specific currencies and blockchains that are quicker. Okay, like if I were to just Zelle you money right now, or Cash App you money right now, or PayPal you money right now, whatever, Venmo you money. If I were to do that, it gets you pretty quick, right? It gets you pretty quick. There are blockchains that are faster than that. Okay. Now, when you go grab coffee and you swipe and you wait a second and it's confirming and it says you're good to go, right? Oh, thanks. So the goal with cryptocurrency right now is getting to a place where that speed is as fast as that debit card swipe and faster. Okay. And we are at a place right now where specific transactions are faster than that right there. Okay. Now, then the next problem is, how can we have transactions at that speed all over the world at the same exact time, right? If everyone were to process that at the same exact time. So there are other cryptocurrencies right now trying to figure that out. And then they claim that they are the fastest ones. Then somebody else claims they're the fastest one. And somebody else claims that, neither one of those are good and I'm the fastest one, whatever it is, right? They're all over the place. Those are also cryptocurrencies. They've built their own blockchains. They're called layer ones. They've built their own blockchains. Other tokens can build things on top of them. So for instance, we're going to use Ethereum, right? So Ethereum Really cool. Right now, to buy Ethereum, you'd have to go to an exchange. So let's just say you're going to like a crypto bank, essentially, okay, and you buy Ethereum, which is just a cryptocurrency on a very basic level. Okay, it's a cryptocurrency and a blockchain at the same time. Okay, you go buy Ethereum. Now you're holding Ethereum in your wallet, and what other people have learned how to do is they've built things on top of Ethereum. So now you have Ethereum, and now there's other things on top of Ethereum. You're like, well, why would I need anything else on top of Ethereum? Okay, well, Ethereum is completely decentralized. There is no entity that controls in between, and people can build on top of it. Okay, now that is important because it's almost like the rails for centralized, for decentralized finance. Okay, so it's almost like somebody built the train tracks and now other people can run trains back and forth across the tracks. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but that's what it feels like. Okay. And you can um, deliver whatever you want in those trains, right? You could deliver huge packages, you could deliver a bunch of small packages, whatever it is. Okay, you could create a game inside one of the train cars, right? And it just goes back and forth. I don't know, whatever you want to design, okay, on train cars. Horrible analogy, but the point is you can build on top of things. Okay, now I guess a better analogy would be like a foundation. So Ethereum's the foundation of this decentralized world, and let's just say I would like to build a the first thing that comes to mind is gambling because that's kind of how it started, but I don't want to use that as an analogy because gambling is legal. So let's just use this, okay? So, you have like football on Sundays and there's FanDuel and DraftKings or whatever, right? So what you can do is you can bet. Let's just say I want to bet, part of my Ethereum on, the New England Patriots throwing an interception every single game for the rest of 2023. So it sucks so bad, man. Um, okay, so imagine that's my bet, right? I'm like, all right, I'm going to bet that there's an interception thrown by Mac Jones for the next, however many months. So what I can do is somebody can build on top of Ethereum to allow you to make that bet, okay, without Massachusetts or Vermont or New England or California or Mexico or Canada or wherever you are, okay, without any one of those jurisdictions telling you whether or not you can make that bet. Okay. So it basically legalizes gambling all over the place. Okay. Now, whoa, okay, well that's illegal. Yeah, it's only illegal until somebody gets their feet in the door and they figure out how to tax it, right? Because gambling was illegal in my hometown of Massachusetts forever, right? And then all of a sudden, oh wow, no, it's legal now. We know how to tax everything and it's controlled and all this stuff. Hey, I have a viewer. Comment in the chat over here, and we're talking about cryptocurrency. If there's anything you want to know about cryptocurrency, if you don't understand it, then no problem. And just ask me a question about it, and hopefully I can help you out here. And also, if you can't answer that poll over here, have you ever made money online before? So what I was talking about before is, so basically, there's cryptocurrencies you can build on top of them. Okay, now it started with gambling, but other things are happening now where people are allowing you to make payment processes for or to process payments for, say, e-commerce. Okay, so you'll be able to at a certain point have have you ever seen those NFTs? Okay, so people can, they have like profile photos, right? It could be like a weird monkey or a bull or something like that. I think I have one somewhere. It's over here somewhere. Um, so basically, you can do trading. Okay, so now you can trade NFTs. So NFTs are the equivalent of Fortnite skins, right? So now what's happening is when you want to buy a Fortnite skin, okay, or any sort of game or whatever, they all have like these little things. Maybe you play Call of Duty and you have I don't know, really cool weapon, right? Or if you don't do that, maybe you like Pokemon and there's Pokemon cards or whatever, right? So what you could do is you can trade those Pokemon cards, right? And those Pokemon cards are more valuable to somebody else and whatever, right? And you can trade them back and forth. And in the real world today, you can trade them, which is really cool, okay? But there's no verification that there aren't more of that one card that exists. So what can happen is, and here's the crazy thing, okay? So on Ethereum, I can go and I can create a set of 1,000 Pokemon card, and we'll call it Isaacmon card. Okay, we'll call it Iman card, right? So I've created 1,000 Iman cards, right? Uh, and you can see that on the blockchain. There are people looking at it on the blockchain saying, yes, There are only 1,000 available and there will never be any more. Okay. And the benefit of that is when you sell one, there's only 999 left to purchase. Then after that, once let's just say all of them are sold, okay, 999. Now you can choose to trade with whoever you want at whatever price you want with nobody in between. And I can verify that you had the first one purchased, or you had the 10th one, or the last one purchased, and it's the best one, right? You can control all the rarities and whatever. So for Fortnite, it'd be like, I don't know, Ninja has a skin or something like that, or Dr. Disrespect has a skin, or like a streamer, or Nike, for instance. They just had something in Fortnite which was not an NFT, and one day it will be. Um, and what happens is you can trade that NFT with a friend. So, for instance, my brother loves gaming. I love gaming. I would love to be able to get him something that he owns and can sell later on, right? So, if it's like he likes, I don't know, I bought him a Knight Rider skin in Fortnite, right? Excuse me. I bought him a Knight Rider skin in Fortnite. It'd be dope if there were only 10 of those Knight Rider skins ever made. Okay. And I bought him two so he could sell one later on or give his kids one later on. You know what I'm saying? With like an 8K version or something or whatever it is. Okay. I'm just using hypothetical examples here, but it's so powerful. That's the sort of stuff you can build on top of Ethereum. Okay. That's also the sort of things you can build on top of Solana. Now, Solana is just a different one, but it's way faster than Ethereum and way cheaper. So the goal is like every time you go to buy a coffee out in the real world with cryptocurrency, you don't want to be paying an additional $30 for that transaction. Okay. And certain cryptocurrencies right now, I can send you $100 or $100 million on Bitcoin, and the fee is going to be $10 or $20 or whatever it is, right? But if I were to go buy a coffee for $3 or $2, if they exist anymore, you don't want that same fee. You don't want to spend $10 in a fee, right? So what you want to do is you want to find these other cryptocurrencies to move around the internet, right? At the speed of light and as cheap as possible. And that is what people are doing and building. And there are some, on layer one, right? And then there are some on layer two that do the same thing, or layer three. I can't even talk. At some point, I'm sure that's going to happen as well. So um, I went all over the place here. There's a lot to talk about here, and there's nobody watching. So I think I might just continue down this route and try to do lives like this because I think it's so valuable, man. It's beyond valuable. So I hope somebody finds this. And if you have any questions, I'm not going to end it. We'll see if I come up with anything else. But if you have any questions, comment below. And I am trying to put a little group together where I can help you and educate you on how to purchase this sort of stuff, how to trade it, how to double it. Okay. And also, I can teach you how to make sure that you have that excess cash on the side to put into it. Okay. Because you don't want to be using, because it's very volatile. You're not wrong if you're thinking, oh, it's very volatile. It's very volatile. It goes up, it goes down. One day you can be a millionaire. One day you can't be. Okay. And it gets crazy. So you have to be ready. There's a ton of scams as well. There's also a ton of scams with US cash, just cash in general. There's a ton of people scamming you, right? How many times has your bank card got flagged as fraud? Or it's just, man, scammers are everywhere. So that shouldn't be a reason for you to be deterred from crypto. Okay. The real reason to get into cryptocurrency as a whole, okay, is to store your wealth in the long run. You should probably use Bitcoin for that because everybody's using Bitcoin to store their quote unquote digital gold. Okay. The other thing is, if you're trying to like have some fun and you're trying to bet a little bit, you're trying to gamble a little bit, you're trying to have fun and play games and do whatever you want to do, right? Then you use other things, other cryptocurrencies that do that. There are other cryptocurrencies that will help, what's another one? Other cryptocurrencies are treated like stocks. Sometimes they'll have a really cool real world example of something that you can do, and you can purchase their token as if it's a stock. So as if you're purchasing Apple stock or, Facebook stock or Tesla or whatever, right? And over time, as they grow with their real world solutions or problem solving solutions, you could make money as a token holder because you'd be holding shares essentially, but they're not called shares, they're called tokens, right? And then you get paid like that. And there's other ways to do it too. So sometimes you can take your tokens and you can put them somewhere literally You can take your tokens and put them somewhere, which is kind of risky, okay? But then they can give you a higher return than you'd ever get in a bank account. So, I'm talking like 7%, 10%. Those are safe. Some are like 7,000%, which are highly risky. I don't recommend it. But you can easily do that. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of possibility here. If any of this interests you, comment below, and I will help you and educate you on how to do this properly and how to avoid scams, how to not lose money. I've lost several $1,000s in scams, um, and I've made quite a bit of money when I had, excuse me, I was waiting. I was waiting. It took me 35 minutes to yawn. I thought I was going to yawn way sooner. When I get passionate about things, my breath just disappears. So sorry about that. Uh, I think, I don't, oh man, that just messed me up. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money. When you find the right tokens, you can get in early. Imagine finding Facebook on day one. Imagine finding uh, Google on day one, right? Imagine just seeing a random search bar and you're like, oh, this isn't a product, right? And then it turns into Google, but you found it on day one and you invested on day one. Like if you found Bitcoin at $67, um, now it's 37,000 or 35,000, whatever I just showed you, 36. Um, that's mind blowing. That is mind blowing money. You know what I'm saying? Completely life changing money. Because back then, if you had bought it, let me just do some quick math here. Okay. So if you had bought Bitcoin at $67, which was ages ago, okay, nobody really found it at $67. Some people did, but let's just say you bought 100 Bitcoin at $67. Okay. So no, let's just say you bought, like, let's just say on average, people don't have that much in savings. So maybe you bought three at $67. So you spent a total of $201, right? You spent a total of $201. And then now you have uh, three Bitcoin times 34,000. Now you have $102,000 based off of your $200 investment. Okay. And I'm not kidding when I tell you that that is completely possible. Okay. One day I'll show you spreadsheets and shit of like what was possible. Um, Trust me on this. You're going to want to learn crypto. All right. Comment below and I'll get you into a little group. I got a little private group as well that I can help. I don't give people trades. I'm not like, hey, yo, trade this, buy this. I don't do that. I educate you so you can go out and you say, hey, I'd like to buy this. I'd like to trade this. You could ask me like, hey, Isaac, what do you think about this? And I'll be like, it's trash. Or, oh, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? But even then, like, am I going to buy what you recommend? Probably not, right? Because I have my own strategy in place. So I want to teach you how to create your own little strategy so you can go out and enjoy yourself. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the one person that tuned in and then left. Appreciate it. Hope you find Bitcoin. For that one person that came in and viewed, thank you. But one day, I hope you find Bitcoin and, it's at $1 million and you're like, damn, I remember him talking about that and I should have just stayed on the Zoom or the live. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.